morning, happy Monday. So I'm gonna go through and just this week show you the ways that I spend time with God throughout the week, just the different things that I do, and just how I spend time with God. Every day or most days I try to do my morning quiet time with God. So I'll just kind of show you that today since it's Monday, and then throughout the week, the different things that I do, I will show you how I spend time with God so that you can see that, spending time with God, you can spend time with Him in all different ways. You can grow your faith in all different ways. It's not in just one way that you grow your relationship with God. So today, I'm just going to show you my quiet time, what I do in it. It's kind of changed up a little bit. So I start my time with God now with prayer. Then I jump into this Jesus Calling devotional. My friend got it for me, so I've been reading it. It's a nice little start with a little devotion and a couple Bible verses. Then I jump into reading my Bible plan, which I'm doing on the YouVersion app. I'm trying to read the Bible in a year, so I listen to that while I read in my physical Bible. I'm doing a plan with the Bible Project. It's super good. I love that it has like little videos throughout to kind of explain the different books of the Bible and stuff like that. And then I end with reading like a self-help book or a Christian book, and right now I'm reading The Let Them Theory, which is a self-help book. It's taking me a little bit because it is like a bigger book and I only get to read a couple pages a day just with everything else I have to do in the morning. So that's kind of where I start. And then when I pray, I either pray with just like my head bowed and my hands clasped, or I'll like write in my prayer journal. It kind of depends on the day. So that's one of the ways that I spend time with God. And I just hope throughout the week that I can show you the different ways that I spend time with Him, and just how I bring Him into my week in different ways. Hey guys, so it is Tuesday. I just got home from work. Sorry if you hear the dogs in the background. So one of the things I do throughout the week is to spend time with God is go to my Wesley Fellowship group. It's on Tuesdays. We talk about our relationship with God, and I'll explain a little bit more when I get in the car to go so that you don't have to worry about Theo barking. But this is kind of what a night looks like to get ready to go, and then I'll kind of talk about it. But along with doing my Bible study and like prayer time in the morning, this is another way that I bring God into my week and just spend time with Him and grow with Him throughout the week. So first off, I got a change. Right now I'm wearing my work outfit, which is super cute, but it is not comfy, and I have to walk the dogs and stuff before I go. Theo is ready to go, so I'll just go make this quick, and I'll go ahead and change, and we'll go ahead on our walk before I have to head to the church. So here's the fit, nothing crazy, just something comfy to walk the dogs in. Got my tennis shoes on. and just be comfy while we talk about the Lord and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk the dogs, and then I'll head out and I'll tell you a little bit more about it before I get inside the church. So usually on Tuesdays I grab like a snack and a drink because I am hungry after work and I won't be home until like 7 or so. But I have a few of these, so good. My supervisor got them for me, and so I already had a few of those on my drive home, so I'm good to go. So I just grabbed some drinks and I'll be out the door so that I can go to my meeting. So I just got to my church. I'm gonna go ahead and head in, but before I do that, I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about what Wesley Fellowship Group is. So it is a group that you basically come and you talk about your relationship with God. It's not a self-help group. It's not a Bible study. It's literally a weekly group where you come and you talk about your relationship with God, and it helps you grow with God. Because honestly, a lot of the times we don't sit and like think about our relationship with God, and through this group, we've been doing it for 2 years, and through this group we have all grown so much. Because when you sit and you think about how you had seen God this week, like your God moments where you're struggling, where like God showed up, or like the prayers that you're needing and stuff like that, it truly just shows you kind of where God is working in your life, or you know, like where you're struggling, where you could do a little bit better. Like, and the people in the group, you know, they pray for you, they offer, you know, sometimes advice, encouragement, like different things like that just help you in your walk with God. I would not be where I am without this group. I have just grown immensely because of it, and honestly, I wasn't going to join, but my pastor at the time, he kept nudging me because he truly felt like God was calling him to have me in this group. But I didn't think I could make a weekly commitment for the church. It just seemed like too much. And I am so glad that he continued to kind of nudge me, because this group has been so crucial in my faith growth throughout the few years. And I would definitely not be able to have walked through the things that I walked through and have been so strong in my faith without this group. And so I just love attending it, and just the relationship that I've built with the people in it has just been super amazing, because I didn't know them really well in the church, and they have just truly become like my church parents and grandparents, because I'm the youngest one in it. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. It fills me up, and last week I missed, so I'm so excited to come today and just be filled back up with God, and just with my group. They're truly some of my biggest supporters just with my faith walk. And yeah, I just love attending. It really just helps me sit and reflect and think about God like in the week, and see just where I could be doing better, or you know, where God showed up and stuff like that. And it's just truly amazing group. So I'm gonna go ahead and head in. And yeah, this is the biggest way that I spend time with God on Tuesdays. So one way I spend time with God throughout the week is working on my calling. So usually Monday nights and Thursday nights are my work nights for like working on just like the podcast, YouTube, different stuff like that after work and after all of my other obligations. And like YouTube and the podcast and all my social media stuff is my calling from God. That's what I feel like God is asking me to do, is to share my faith online. And so a big way that I spend time with him through the week is working on my calling. So it's Wednesday night, worked on my calling, did editing for the podcast that goes out tomorrow. So if you didn't know, I have a podcast called The Messy Girls Club. I edited the Too Blessed to Be Stressed podcast episode. And yeah, I did my final listen through. Technically it was already edited. I just have to listen and make sure it sounds good. So I go through and I just like color. Why I do that is so nice, because a lot of the times by the time I get to final listen through, I have already heard this podcast episode like 3-4 times, and I wrote the script, I said everything. It can get really boring at final listen through, and I found that I was trying to get on my phone, then I totally would miss what I was saying and wouldn't even know if the podcast episode sounded good or not. So I got a coloring book, started coloring while I do it. I absolutely love final listen through now. I used to not really like it. It was my least favorite thing, but now that I color while I do it, it's really fun, and it's something that helps me kind of keep my focus. I can listen to the episode, make sure it sounds good, while kind of doing something that's not super distracting. So did that, wrote the show notes, all that stuff, and yeah, that's how one of the ways that I spend time with God during the week. That's not just my Bible study. And sometimes we don't realize how much time we are actually spending with God in a week, and there's so much more ways to spend time with Him and grow your faith than just like the reading the Bible, praying and stuff like that. Like taking steps into your calling and stuff like that, that is also spending time with God as well. So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and log off for the night, read a little bit, get ready for bed, and then got a busy day tomorrow. So another way that I spend time with God throughout the week is on a prayer walk or a worship music walk. So I walk the dogs and listen to worship music or pray. It's just a nice little extra because I gotta walk the dogs anyway, so might as well bring God with. So it is Friday, and one of the ways I am bringing God into my week, which I don't do every single week because this is like for a baby shower and stuff, but I'm just showing you like throughout the week different ways that I incorporate God into my life, and this is one of the things I'm doing. And sorry, I'm super like red-faced and everything because I've been running around trying to prepare for a baby shower tomorrow, which this thing actually goes with it. So I'm bringing God into my Friday because I'm preparing this baby shower gift for my friends, and I got the baby these Baby First Bible, and it has Adam and Eve, Noah's Ark, the story of Moses, and the story of Jesus, and it's part of their gift. And in each of these little books, I'm gonna put like either a little prayer or just like a little saying or something, and just pray over the mom and the dad and the baby, and yeah, that's just a little thing that I'm going to do, that I'll just bring God into, and I'll bring you guys with. So okay, I am all done. I wrote little prayers or notes on each of the books. There's 4 books, and then I wrote a little note on the cover thing that they go in, so I'll put them all back in here. So for example, like one of the things say that we pray that you will know that God created you perfectly. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. Love the McCracken. So just kind of stuff like that. Something that kind of goes with each of the stories. And then I'll go ahead and just show you what else I got her, just because it's fun. And yeah, that's kind of how I brought God into today, other than just my Bible study and stuff like that. And there are so many ways that you can bring him into your day, and sometimes it seems like we didn't spend much time with him, but if you really sit down and think about the little things that you do, I'm sure you spend more time with him than you think you do. So this is what I ended up getting her, a cute little outfit for the baby girl, their bottles, and then these Bible books. Just a little something. Happy Saturday. I am going to be making Bible verse cards on note cards. So I'm going to be writing down Bible verses because I'm trying to memorize 10 this year. And so I'm going to be writing them down and just making it easier for me to memorize. I've already memorized 3, but then I've realized that I'm not continuing to practice, so I'm forgetting them. So I want to make note cards to put was all my other like morning time with God stuff, so they're right there so I can practice them and keep up on it, because memorizing Bible verses is so important. But outside of my normal like time with God throughout the week, like my morning time that I spend with him, which I did already today, this is another way that I'm spending time with God, by creating these cards so that I have them for going forward to memorize these and stuff like that. Again, like, spending time with God doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to look the same every single day. He shows up in so many different ways in our life. Just got done making them. I only did 5 tonight, and I'll have to do 5 more because I'm memorizing a total of 10 verses this year. And I wrote down the 3 that I already memorized so that I can continue. And then I wrote down 2 new ones. So on one side is like the chapter, the book, the chapter, and the verse. And then the other side is like the written out verse, so that I can just like look at this side and then say, you know, this, and have easy access to be able to memorize these and be able to carry on with me. So I did Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1, which is, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 13, be on your guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. Psalms chapter 9 verse 10, those who know your name trust in you, for you, Lord, have never forsaken those who seek you. Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous, do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 6, in all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your path. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Now a lot of these and the other ones to come will be about trusting God, because my word of the year is trust. And so I just am really leaning on that, especially just going through some trials that are really helping me lean on God and trust in him. So a lot of my verses will have to do with that, but I'm just making sure that I'm memorizing them, so when I get into a time where I'm really struggling, I have that memorized in my head and I can say those verses to myself, where I might not have access to my Bible or Google or something like that. So if you don't like have time to memorize verses or struggle with it, that's okay. Like, write them down, carry them with you. That's a great way to do it. You know, like, put them on your phone, but also take time to memorize them, because maybe you won't have access to, you know, like a Bible or something, and then you will have those to guard your heart and your mind when the enemy tries to come at you. But yeah, that's one way that I brought God into my Saturday. That's a little bit different than all of the like things I normally do, like my Bible reading, praying, etc., etc. So I hope you guys are finding time to spend time with God today, even if it's through prayer music or, worship music, or praying quickly, or whatever it might be. It's Sunday. I did not go to church today. I'm going to watch church online, and today I just spent doing errands, visited with my sister and nephew. We met halfway and just had a fun day together. I just brought God along with through listening to worship music. I'm going to watch church online, and that's kind of just how I'm bringing him into my Sunday today. Nothing crazy, just kind of spending the day and talking to God when I can. And yeah, this is a week in my life of spending time with God, how I bring God into my week, and every week looks a little bit different. And it's okay if your week looks different than mine, and know that God is with you wherever you go. So you can say a prayer whenever, if you're in the car, when you're at work, you can listen to worship music, you could listen to Christian podcasts, you could watch like a movie, something like that. There are so many different ways to bring God into your week. There's not a one size fits all, and yeah, every week can look different. God can work through anything if we allow him to. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of crazy week of seeing how God just works throughout my life. And if you love content like this, or daily vlogs, or any of that stuff, I would love it if you became a part of the Messy Girls Club. And don't worry, this club isn't just for girls, it's for guys too, because we all sometimes can feel a mess for God, no matter if we're girls or guys. So hit that like button and join the club. Have a great week, guys, and hopefully I can have some content out to you soon with some other stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching.